having some more discussions on this episode, right, Wendy?
Yes, we are. And I would like to start off by saying that this is the last episode for my shitty ass laptop.
Oh, play the sad music. Wah, bye, shitty laptop. Bye. I hope it doesn't crap out now because I'm making fun of it.
Well, that's the thing. This is why I want to address it because, yes, there. I have a house full of people. It's not that many people, so you wouldn't think it's that big of a deal. And I do pay for like the biggest internet, but the internet in this house still is like, it's not enough. It's not enough. I need
Never
more.
enough.
And I never know if that's the internet. So the internet on Wi-Fi booster right over there, it's still acting up. Like Chris is starting to glitch and stuff. And so I do apologize if you see some glitches, some slow-mo, some freeze frames for her. A little
Freeze frame.
Yeah, like right now.
Oh.
I don't know how this is going to record. But my computer is also 10,000 degrees right now. So that might have something to do with it.
Liquid hot magma.
It is losing its fucking mind right now. It's so hot. It's a 12 years old. So this is a beautiful 12-year-old Apple Mac Pro, and you've been so good to me. And but it's time for us to kind of start to share. We're not partying because you have some videos on you, but
it's time to move on. Advance to the new stuff.
I think she's going to be happy in her retirement. I think that she's been trying to tell me for a long time. Today has been a giant struggle with her. She's been very upset, very tired. So I do apologize how this is going to play out. You know, in the recording, we're going to do our very best, aren't we? Yep. I'm talking to the laptop right now.
No, I know.
But yeah, we're going to talk about our investigation of the Bellamy Mansion that we just did like days ago in North Carolina. It's in Wilmington, North Carolina, and we had the whole place to ourselves. It's a beautiful historic mansion. It was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Has a nice, rich history with the family that lived there. Like they kept it for a really long time in their family name. And I guess it's still kind of in their family as their family members, descendants are on like the board that controls it or whatever. But do you want to do a little history or do you just want to talk about
I can do a little history because I think it's a fascinating place. Actually loved it. I am a geek and I buy stickers like wherever I go, but like seriously, I want to go back and get more. Like I love this place. It was such a fun, giving place, and it doesn't have a great history. Like honestly, the house, and I don't know that much about it. I know there's a podcast out there that's really good. They talk about the Bellamys and how they got there and how they built the house. So that it would be this specific house. Unfortunately, the owner was a big time enslaved owner. Like I think Mr. Bellamy, Dr. Bellamy had up to 115 slaves between all of the plantations that he had. So at one point in the 1970s, I'm jumping way ahead, there was a mysterious fire that had broken out in the house. And they think that it might be because of the background of the enslaved people that were there. Like there was some just rumors, like there's no proof, but I mean, you can kind of see that might piss some people off and that they'd want it removed. I mean, a lot of people don't look at that as an exciting, fun historical location. They are constantly reminded of a shitty part of history, of our American history. So they wouldn't want it to stay there. And not to mention, but there is like one of the most intact enslaved quarters on the property in the backyard. And I mean, it wasn't a place that we were able to investigate, but it is open for tours. You can walk through there. You can see where the enslaved slept, where they use the bathroom. Like it's an experience. and it's not a good one, but it's, if you're going to go there, you got to see the whole thing. And part of that, I believe, is why there is a haunting on the property. Again, if you go to listen to the podcast that's out there, and it's a fantastic one, they don't really give you a reason why the place is haunted, but it does have a lot of history. There is one of the daughters, and I believe the Bellamy's had 10 kids survive.
Yes.
10 kids. And they were, oh my God, they're all super doctors or attorneys. Like everyone is becoming, I don't know, someone of status in Wilmington. They had a couple of daughters too. One of them one gets married, and then the two, Ellen and Eliza, I believe they never get married. And Ellen is kind of the one that is felt to have kind of lingered, I guess, on the property. She ended up writing a book because she hated the writing of Gone with the Wind. Like she thought it was literary garbage, so she decided to write her own book to say, hey, this is how a book should go. And she also had like a botanical diary, which I guess has been lost now. No one can find it. But she did a lot of writing, and she has a presence in the house. So once the house was rebuilt after the fire in the 70s, they tried to do as much as they could to be in the style that Ellen would have wanted it to be, which I think is really suspicious if they're going to say, oh, the place is haunted, but we don't want to like talk about the ghosts. We just know that it's haunted. I think they know. I think they know that Ellen's haunted, and if you don't do what she wants, she's going to hit you. She's going to get you. But because they did say, I take that back. They did say that they felt like she didn't like things being disturbed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I wanted to disturb some stuff when we got into the house.
They're on one of those podcasts. There was someone that worked for the Bellamy Mansion that said that they believe the only spirit that haunts the house is Ellen's.
Ellen.
And when you move stuff around, she has a problem with that. Mm-hmm. And that's really all she said. And then they talked about the children's floor, not that she personally had an issue with it, but that some guests visiting the house have issue with it. But they really steered away from, they said, the slave quarters, oh, they're not haunted. No, the enslaved people aren't here. And I get that. Like, you don't want to think that they have left their souls where they were probably not their happiest, I'm sure. And neither one of us would want to die and be ghost at work. So there's that. And then this is not just work, this is a dark part of history. And the lives of those people. I do think it's important to maintain spaces that are just historical, to see how people once lived and to not cover it up. Like, you need to see the slave quarters so that you understand what it was like for them, and to see how the other half was living, so you can have the comparison as well. But Ella did live in the house until the early, it was the 1946 when she passed.
It was 46? Okay, I couldn't remember.
And then it just kind of sat abandoned for a while until the family got a hold of it. And, well, they always had a hold of it, but they were doing nothing with it. And then somebody in the family was like, we need to fix this up. Yeah. And so they restored it and put it as a museum. I totally get why somebody would start a fire there, and how, there's the question of if these types of homes shouldn't exist, so that we aren't glorifying that dark part of our American history. But at the same thing, if you burn it all down, then that's just hiding it, I think, too. So that's bigger than anything that we could talk about, or, it's not our place. I will say that the home was built by free African-American artist. So that is great in itself, that the architects that were involved were these free Black men that had their own business going and everything. And that's something we don't see enough of. And I know you're not into period pieces, but I watched The Gilded Age that came on HBO. Freaking love this last season where you got to see, and I don't even know when the Gilded Age took place. It's sometime after the Civil War. It takes place all in New York or whatever. But you start to get to see this like side of society that we don't get to see enough of. So there's all these African American or Black people, and they are owning businesses. They're having their own balls, and like it's beautiful. It's beautiful. You won't watch the show, but it is so gorgeous, and they have the sweetest little love story too. That goes on with that side of the storyline there. But yeah, I mean, I think I would love to know more about what it was like for free African American people of that time and how they persevered and had their own businesses going and everything, because that's just crazy to me.
Yeah, especially the way that the world turned, and then how they had people had to fight to become free people again in America. It's a fucking just wild story, and to think that it was a true story, because I mean, it's not for us, but people that were our age had to deal with that sort of shit.
Oh yeah.
It's awful.
That's the up and down of things that once happening again.
Yeah.
It's just we're kind of gross. We're kind of gross as human beings, and but this house was fun to investigate, because I think the activity that we got there was very interesting.
Yeah, I before I jump ahead or move on, if you ever want to see any of the pictures of the house when it had burnt down, because it's pretty wild in my opinion to see those pictures of the house in like abandoned, fire-ridden walls, like everything is just destroyed, and to what it looks like now, it's the same feeling as getting to investigate the S.K. Pierce mansion when it was not nice and clean and pristine, and now getting to see it again. So it's cool to have both sides of the coin, is what I'm trying to say. So go online, look for those pictures so you can see them before you go. They do have the pictures there too in a book, so you can flip through them. But there's also the house that you want to kind of walk through, so you can get a feel of it before you go. Oh, and I learned that one of the sons actually had a house next door in the parking lot. What is now the parking lot, that's where the son had one of his giant mansions that burnt down. So it is no longer there. It's just a parking gravel lot for you. But
nice. Well, we did appreciate that, because a lot of houses like that don't have big parking lots to pull into. So that was helpful. Thanks for burning that one down.
For our car. That's great.
But so for the first part of the night, and we had this place to ourselves, which was great. We had it only for about 5 hours. For the first part of the night, I have no video.
Yeah.
But we had some interesting activity. But I had a malfunction with like charging up a light, so I didn't have a camera. Do you have any video from when that we were down in the kitchen area at all?
I do. I have a whole bunch of video of it. I used my full spectrum action camera. So I will have video to load when we get to do our evidence review. One thing I didn't get to say is, because we're just coming off of our ghost hunts basically last week and Halloween weekend, we haven't had any chance to get to all of our evidence review. I have been reviewing my evidence, and I can tell you that my full spectrum action cam has video of this, but the sound quality is nothing. So I'm just going to play music to all of it. I'm going to post it, and it's going to be just request a song. Tell me what you want to hear next to some girls in a haunted location, because you won't be able to hear anything.
But you can't play music on YouTube. So
you're right. So don't make any requests, because I found that out too. I tried to post one of our go live that I make for TikTok, and TikTok's like, yeah, you can use whatever song you want. I don't care. So I was like, cool. And I tried to post it on YouTube, and YouTube's like, copyright infringement. And I was like, what did I do? Oh, Bjork. Yeah, that's right. I can't do that. So no, never mind on that request a song. I'll play my own music. I'll get a piano.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You have a keyboard. I saw it
I
in your
do.
house. So
Yeah, I
knock that
do.
skeleton out of the way and get to it. Just
Yeah,
have it be really crappy too.
bing bong bang.
Yeah.
It'll work. It'll work so well.
I dig it. I can't wait to see it. I'm super excited. I don't know about you guys, but I'm subscribing. But
So that is actually why I haven't loaded the video yet. I did want to take a chance to talk about the fact that I did record all of this, but the sound quality is so bad, so that you'll have a kind of a forewarning when I do get to it. It'll be really hard to kind of point out that's when the bell is ringing because you won't be able to hear it.
That's a bummer, but
Yeah.
that's what happened is that so it's a kitchen, a like laundry room type space, the dining room, and then kind of a butler's pantry area. And so we just kind of, I think we went straight to the dining room because Chris had a creepy dream. That's
I
right.
did. Yeah.
That day you had a dream that it was like a shadow person, right? Putting the cake on the table.
Yeah, it was just the shadow like coming over the table and putting the cake there. And I was like, well, that's an area that we're going to need to pay attention to because my dreams said that that's where the shadow people are. So let's go. Yeah.
So we go in there and we put a dead bell on the table and we're trying to talk to the ghost and asking them if they'll touch the glasses and make a noise. I think you had like a recorder going or something. And so, or maybe it was just the camera. We're trying to get them to talk to us and tell us like, what's this fork for? What's this spoon? We're not fancy, tell us about it. And nothing's really happening. And so then we go into the kitchen and we're like, well, we pretended that we were like servants. That's the way we were talking to them. It's like, how can I pour you some wine? Can I pour you some tea? What can I help you with? And then we're like, okay, we'll go back into the kitchen. You call us if you need us. Mm-hmm. And we're in the kitchen trying to stir up activity. We have a rim pot or something on the stove and nothing's happening. And we're saying something about what can we help make, where would you like us? Do you want us to work on these oysters or whatever? And then that dead bell went off in the other room, like crazy.
10 times. Yeah.
Yeah. Like bing, 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 bing. And then we go get over there, shuffle over there, get to the door, stops.
And just like, as soon as we get to the door, it's like, nope.
As me, I didn't call you. I don't know what you're coming for. But so we think, oh, okay. Let me go get you some oysters. Is that what you wanted? So we take some stuff and put it on the plate, and we wait and nothing happens. Mm-hmm. But we do start using an app, and we don't really use apps a lot because we have concerns about them. Just like it's the internet, that's doing it. But I put my phone in airplane mode. And I open up, it's from Amy's Crypt. It's an app called GhostTube. And it just works like an obelisk. So it's just a word database and it's just going to put out words, right? So we put that on the table and we're asking them to talk to us. And I don't really remember them saying all too much.
Yeah.
So
no, I don't remember, honestly, until you said that. I didn't even remember the GhostTube being out at that point in time. But I'll go with you. I don't remember there being any voices coming from it. Like we had so many other things going on in that room. Like that's when we noticed that there's a lot of cars driving by the house. And Wilmington at night is popping off. People are walking up and down the street. We're wondering if they're going to come up on the porch. No, they don't. They mind their own business, but they are loud. There's a racetrack outside. It's not really. It's just the street. But then I don't know. She said it was an HVAC system. Like there's so many things making noises that's what I remember paying the most attention to. I don't remember the GhostTube at all. So if there were any words, my memory is only of everything else happening in that area.
So maybe it's possible that we didn't have it on until we went into the butler's pantry. But I think we're in the room and nothing's happening and that bell's not going off again. So we're like, okay, maybe they don't want us in here. So we are the servants. Let's leave you to it. And we go to the butler's pantry. Mm-hmm. And as we're walking in there, which so sucks that you say that the audio is garbage. So that means it won't be there.
Nope, it won't be there.
But as we're walking from the dining room to the butler's pantry, I hear a whisper just in my ear. Oh, I forgot about the other ear thing.
I know. Yeah, I was going to bring it up as soon as you started talking about it. Yeah, we forgot.
So before the bell went off, when we were in the kitchen and before we were talking about the oysters, this ear just went out. Like it just was deaf, for a second. It didn't last for very long at all. But I was like, oh, that's weird. I just lost the hearing in this ear. And then it was back. And then we talk about the oysters. Then the bell goes off. And then we're leaving the dining room and going into the butler's pantry. And I hear a whisper. And I turned to Chris and I go, that was you, right? And you were like, no, I was not talking. I was not saying anything. And I was like, oh man, I just heard like a woman's voice. But I didn't have a recorder. I didn't have a camera, nothing.
So that part that Wendy was talking about where her sound had like kind of diminished in one ear, like for just a second when we were in the kitchen, it is on my full spectrum action camera. You can hear me asking you what you can't hear, like you can hear me, but it's muffled. So like you'll hear some voices, but it's not going to be as crystal clear. And us going into the butler's pantry definitely won't be able to hear what Wendy heard because you can barely hear me and Wendy speaking. But yeah, I remember I was thinking when we were leaving the dining room and going into the butler's pantry, like I had a thought I was about to say something, which is wild because Wendy's like, what did you just say? And I was confused for a second because I was like, that I didn't say that out loud because I was thinking something. Like I didn't say anything. I was just about to. So I really wish I wish so bad that we had something to hear what it was that you had heard, especially because of that area being so active and things going off and you having felt that you lost your sense of hearing in that one side. And I asked you at that time, was it the same ear? And you're like, yeah, it was the same side. I don't even know if I'm pointing at the right side in this camera, but you're like, yeah, it was the right side. So I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this before. Like we've been doing this for so long. So you would think that like we would not be such fucking nuisance. Like just I mean, that when you first enter a location, like that's the time that the spirits are probably the most curious about you. Yeah. Like later on, they'll probably warm up to you, but at first they're going to be a little like, "Who's that?" You know. And here I am just being like, oh, I got to finish charging my light. I don't need a camera. So I'm just fucking raw dogging it through the place with absolutely nothing. And they're talking to me in my ear and I have no proof. I have no proof at all. But it was a cool experience.
I think that we should put a camera on you. I think it's better for you to not have anything in your hands because you were the most open at this moment. Like not that many things have happened to you in that span of time in any of the places that we've been like that quickly. Like we walk in, we start investigating. Wendy has like her sixth sense opened up, but it was in her ear. The bell's going off. We run over there and we're like, yeah, we're here. We can help you. And Wendy's like, let's make them dinner. I'm like, yeah, okay, let's do that. We go back and then they're whispering in her ear. It was probably like, you didn't bring me cornbread. That's probably what they were saying. I didn't want those damn oysters.
Yeah. But so we heard something and like I said, we either have this ghost tube app open or we start using it in the butler's pantry. And so we start getting some words and it was like, it's dark or it said something about maybe you wouldn't understand or you wouldn't get it. It's dark.
It's dark. I forgot. Yep. I remember that.
And then the name Eric came out, which is not the name of any of the Bellamy's that we know of, like maybe a distant one, maybe, but none of those. It is my child's name, so that wasn't cool to always hear, but I tried to tell myself there's lots of people that could be named Eric, so don't think about that. And then it said operation, and Dr. Bellamy, who had the house built and everything, was a doctor.
Right.
So then we're thinking like, oh, maybe Eric was a patient. Like he didn't see patients at the house, but I could totally see in case of an emergency that somebody would just bring a patient straight to him to his house instead of waiting if it's an emergency and there needs to be an operation of some kind. So though we get those words and I don't know, I think then it kind of died down. It was quiet. It also, because of the time restraint and so many floors, it's like time to move on.
Mm-hmm.
But then we moved up to the second floor, and the activity definitely wasn't as like on and poppin'.
No,
No.
no, we
The
did the
Go
REM
ahead.
pod right in that little parlor area, whatever that was carpeted. Wasn't that floor? And the REM pod would go off every now and then. And that's when we got the idea that we were going to be waitresses somehow. I don't know if you had suggested it and it went off. So then that's what we went with. So we went from being servants on the ground floor to being waitresses on the second floor. And now we were going to serve beverages to whoever was on that floor. Because it did say that it wanted a whiskey.
It said it wanted bourbon, but actually
Right.
the word waitress came in through the app.
That's how it came up. That's right.
So yes. So they called us a waitress, and we were like, oh yeah, that's right. We were servants downstairs. So that makes sense. And then it was like bourbon, and we're like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll get you your drink. So we were having some interaction with the Ghost Tube app, and I do have video of that, but it's just kind of like long pauses, and then they ask some words.
Wasn't that also at that time? I mean, we were basically done with that area because we'd been there for so long and nothing was happening. I think Wendy, was it that floor? I mean, was it that room or was it the other room where you said, we're just boring? Are we just boring you? And it said correct.
Yes, it did. And I have all of that. I can play it for you, but it's like, that's really all it is. It's the interaction with the Ghost Tube app. And those are the things that are saying. And kind of like the large family parlor, we're waitress. They want bourbon. They asked what our names were, but they would never give us their name.
Yeah.
And really any details about them. At one point, they said the word accident. So we thought, oh, is this Eric again?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because, oh, I forgot. Downstairs, it said operation and also said injury.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And so then we got the word accident, and we kept trying to talk to Ellen, and we had brought her like a book, and she did not care about any of that. So,
but you did try. Didn't you get the name Angela on the Ghost Tube at that time too?
You're right. We did. On that floor, we did get Angela at some point in time, just randomly, kind of. It wasn't like after we had asked or nothing. So it just said it. And then we moved to the other room that we kept thinking was like the men's parlor, but I'm not sure. I don't think that it was actually divided up like that.
Yeah.
But that's when they were pretty quiet, and we asked, are we just boring you? And they're like, correct.
Immediately correct. I pulled out the tarot cards at that point in time. I've had some luck in the past with doing tarot to try and get yes and no answers, to try and gauge who we're communicating with in the room, and get a better understanding of what's happening. And even with the tarot cards, it was kind of like not interested. Like, I'm a hermit and I'm not interested. Like, I just want you to leave and I don't want to be bothered. Like, it was, we had at Old South Pittsburgh, it was very giving. Like, there was a whole lot of information. Now at one point in time, it was like, stop. So we stopped. When we used the tarot cards at the Old Elks Lodge, we got so much information that way. But yeah, here it was kind of like, y'all are in our bedtime, like, get out of here, something. It was just such a weird, like, go away kind of vibe. Like, y'all are waitresses, or, you know, you shouldn't be interacting with them.
Why are you still here? But let me show a little bit of from that floor.
Okay. That beautiful couch.
Yes. So this is the room that we got, like, that we're a waitress, and that they want a bourbon. That's me putting my phone down. And we told you about all of that, but this is the space. We had
My name is Wendy. Oh my gosh.
We had forgotten to introduce ourselves. That's what I'm freaking out about. But we put the dead bell on the piano, and I turn it on, and it makes no sound.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't go off, and it's in my hand. And, you know, like, my REM pod would fucking scream at you if you're touching it. This dead bell is doing nothing. And I set it down, and I don't think too much about it, but I'm just like, And it never goes off the whole time we're in there. And that's fine. The REM pod's not going off either. The ghost lantern's not going off yet.
Right.
But so you think there's just not anything interacting with it, but I am like, I keep touching it and it's not going off. So I told Chris, I was like, I think they zapped it. Like from the dinner table downstairs, I think that bam, 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 it just was like,
gone.
It took all the power. But we will be proven wrong much here in a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
But let me just show you. Like I said, we just try to talk to whoever.
My name is Wendy. I'm Craig.
Oh, let me tell you something else. I have no video of it because I will make sure you don't see it. But I learned a lesson that those kind of gray colored yoga pants I was wearing, absolutely not. Can never wear those again. I look like I'm fucking butt naked or something. They came out so light for some reason. And I'm like,
oh, no.
So if you've got video of me in those pants, cut it out. No, I'm just playing. You don't have to do that. But I was like, oh God, I can't ever wear those again.
Oh my gosh. So I do a video that I'm going to share later on, but it's all in full color and it looks like you're fully dressed. So don't worry.
That's good. This is why maybe we should stop filming in night vision.
I mean, maybe.
Bourbon out on the porch? Is it too chilly for that? What is this long black table thing?
I'll take a bourbon out on the porch.
Yeah, I know. It was so cool how the windows could open all the way up.
Oh, there were pocket windows. It was so cool. Yeah, I love that.
So
why do I look like an old lady? You removed that part. The bell is going off.
The bell did just go off. What the fuck? I thought that it did not go off at all.
Wait, did you just pick it up though?
I don't know. Maybe I should watch these videos. I don't have time for that.
Hey, Wendy,
if my computer was dying.
Subscribe to our channel.
I just told you my computer was dying all day long.
No, I know.
I barely got this video made.
Just edit all of that part out.
Yeah. Well, I do know for a fact that it wasn't going off that much. So like if it did just randomly go off, I really don't know if I was picking it up or not.
Yeah, you might have been picking it up.
I might have been picking it up, but it just wasn't doing the same thing it was doing, you know, the very day before. And it was fully charged. Like we knew it was fully charged.
I fully charged it. And we know that it went off downstairs repeatedly like 10 times, just like it had been acting on the boat. And so I thought, oh shit, is it dying again? And then it didn't interact again with us. It seems like it might have gone off once, but it could have been when Wendy picked it up.
I honestly think I am picking it up because at some point I go, I don't think it's working. And I think actually a little bit of that just played. And I'm turning it off and I go and put it in your bag or whatever.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Because we're bad about just leaving things. So
I'm terrible about it.
But
well,
this is when they said we were boring.
I kind of feel like if you were in the room right behind us as well, you would have made your way into this room if you really wanted to speak with us. And I do apologize if you find that we are completely boring. Like, what we're doing is asking you questions. We didn't come with games or anything. Correct. Yeah. Okay. Well, I could play. They don't say that we can't sit in these chairs or anything, so I think you can. Or did she
I love the
antique.
antique.
She just said don't get on the bed.
In this place.
Oh,
that sconce right there is cool.
I didn't hear what you said. Didn't? I could run downstairs real fast. For your cards? Yeah. There was like a black wall. What was that? That had been the rim pod.
Which it wasn't the rim pod. It was the ghost lantern, because that's what it sounds like.
That's
and
right.
I think I just forgot for a second that it was there.
Yeah.
But it just randomly went off. And that thing is not sensitive.
No, it will not go off for anything.
The whole time we were on the ship and the REM pod and the dead bell are freaking the fuck out. And we're like, oh, maybe it's the internet. Maybe it's all the metal. Maybe it's all the electricity of the ship or something. That ghost lantern was like, what? there ain't no ghost here. Like,
No.
or this ghost ain't touching me. So it would not go off. So we figured that is our least sensitive one.
Mm-hmm.
So when it goes off, we're like, oh, they're really there. Because
Right.
like, why is this happening? And remember, my phone is on the table. So I start to check it to see if I got like a text or something, but it's in airplane mode.
Right.
I don't like at the time I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm a dummy. I can't get notifications.
Right. Yeah, I think that was really special because you're right. The lantern has only ever gone off a few times, and it's very like it's sudden and quick, and it doesn't like the bell. Like the bell's like bam, 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 and the red pond's like, oh, Christmas lights, look at me. The ghost lantern's like, oh, I'm done. It just raises its hand for a quick second, and that's it. It's a weird piece of equipment, but yeah, when it starts going off, then like my spidey senses are kind of heightened, like, oh shit, what is happening? And that thing decided to chime in. Okay.
And we had noticed it's when we left the room and the dead bell had gone off when we weren't in the room. So we were like, okay, so they're going to keep doing this when we just leave the room.
Yeah, this was a thing for sure. This was a thing.
But then after this, we went up onto the next level. Forget how many levels this house is. So it's the 3rd floor.
Which is where the bedroom was, right?
It was where, what did you say?
The wheelchair in the bedroom?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. That's where all that was. And that's when we started doing our live. And so that's where all my video goes to shit because I'm either turning my camera off or I'm filming the floor because I start helping with filming the live. But nothing really happened on the 3rd floor. We got some words from the ghost tube. Yeah,
I thought that we got some words that meant something, though. I mean, it kept saying car repeatedly, but I mean, that spirit could have been in an area where they like to watch the cars go by. The fact that they had mentioned grave was special to me because Wendy and I had actually visited the Bellamy's graves earlier that day before we passed out. We were so exhausted, but we went to the graves and visited them, saw where everyone was laid, and we talked to them, let them know that we were going to be in their house and doing an investigation. So the fact that that was a word that came across made me think, oh wow, that's wild. Maybe they recognized that it was us and that we stopped by their grave. Did they like it or not? I don't know. I don't think that they ever said thanks. They're just like, you two dummies again. Great.
They're like, oh, I remember you from the grave.
Don't trust
I don't think it really said too much after that. But it was interesting because if you think of like, there's plenty of times in the video that of us like using the Ghost Tube app and it's on the table and I'm recording it. I noticed that there's like a flashing light.
Yes.
I didn't mean to turn my phone on like that, but there's like kind of a flashy light at the top. And I didn't notice that when we were doing it or anything. And again, it's on airplane mode, but we did ask or, wonder, is it listening to us? And so is it listening to us? And if we're saying like, oh, we went to the grave today, then it'll be like cemetery, you know? And it's like, oh, but we had never talked about the whole time we were in the house. We didn't say anything about we visited you today or we didn't. Now, obviously I had my phone with me earlier in the day and knew where I was, but that seems like a stretch.
Yeah, I mean, we went back we took a day tour of the USS Battleship North Carolina, and it didn't say battleship. I mean, why didn't it? If it's that sort of thing, why didn't it say water, alligator, or nap time?
Yeah, I mean, there was lots of things it could have said, and it didn't. And so I don't know that that's how that works. But again, there was that flashy light. I noticed that in the camera or when I was watching the videos. And I don't know why it's doing that. Like, just because my phone's on? I'm not really sure. But
it does look like a strobe. I can show you. I've got a video of it. Before I do, though, I want to mention that I just had a thought. The number of times it said car was odd. Remember, we were like, why do you keep saying that? I wonder if it was actually counting the number of cars in the parking lot. Because it said it like 4 times, didn't it? 3 or 4 times. something.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just wondering if that had something to do with it, because that used to be some guy's house and now it's a parking lot full of cars.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's also traffic right out front that kept going by, and like the cars would be so loud, and like so we would be saying, "That's a car, that's a car."
Right.
So we thought maybe they were helping us out, being
that's cool.
That's a car, that's not me.
That's a car. Okay, so let me see if I can. Ooh. All right, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Cool. Sweet. So this is the wheelchair, and I think this is from the live. So we had just gone live, and
very quiet now.
At some point, it just looks like a strobing light.
You could tell us if you don't like the book.
Where is that? Now watch, I'm gonna be a complete liar, and you'll never see that strobe like I said you would. Oh, did I just lose you?
Oh, the internet is acting up, so I don't know what is being recorded, but yes, the internet is acting up.
But it did sound like we've been.
Well, nothing happened there anyway, so I mean.
I think they could do something about it.
Oh, that's too far.
We got.
So this is the whole. I don't want to jump too far because we're still on this one floor where we started the live video, and that's what this is. We move up to another floor we'll talk about in a second. But this time I didn't have any technical difficulties doing the live video. I just went straight to TikTok since they accepted my birth certificate and my firstborn and all of that. So I was able to download the full video and put it on YouTube, so we'll have it forever. But shoot, I know it looks like a strobe, but I'm not seeing it.
It's there though. And,
you've seen it, right?
The way that it's supposed to work, because I've watched videos of Amy and Jared explaining it, and it's supposed to be
was going nuts on
picking up like electromagnetic fields or energies, and that's how the ghosts are picking a word or whatever. So I mean, it makes sense that some kind of meter is flashing and going out and scanning the environment to pick up energy to pick that word. So that may just be what the light is that it's just a sensor that is picking up on the environment around so that it can find the right word to use.
That makes sense. I saw it flashing up on the children's floor. I thought I remembered it being in this chair, but this is an image of, like, there's the book that Wendy brought to enrage Ellen.
No, but we were trying to bring Gone with the Wind to aggravate her. I know that's mean, but you know, we just wanted to find out why she didn't like it. It is supposed to be a romantic novel. It's not supposed to be that historically accurate, you know?
Right.
But I brought a Jane Austen book, but she apparently doesn't like romance at all. So
right. And there's the ghost lantern, not doing anything as usual, just hanging out. I can turn this off so that you can still continue.
No, we should just see if we can play. I know the internet's messing up, but the grand finale of the night is what happened on the children's floor and the dead bell coming back to life and like all that kind of activity. And I unfortunately don't have any good footage from it. Our live video has the best footage of it.
No kidding. I don't either, because so I was holding my night vision camera and I was filming something. I was trying to film something else while I was filming Wendy on live. So, I mean, there's a couple of times when the camera dips down because I'm checking my other camera to see where I'm pointing it. And then I'll look back and I'll realize, oh, and I got to scoot it back up or down or whatever for Wendy. So I was recording that whole time with my night vision camera and the battery was dying, but I had just replaced the battery. And now the new battery was dying. I went back to look at that video and it is not there. So I only have the video from the live. Thank God I have that video because this was such an interesting interaction. And like Wendy's saying, like, this was the grand finale. And it's too bad because like the house was just opening up to us. I wish that we hadn't had to leave when we had. But yeah, so moving on to the children's floor. And Wendy explained earlier that this is just a floor where people just get like bad vibes. there's really no explanation for it. It's just they don't like being up there. And we maneuver our way on up there. The floor is really dark. It's got a lot of doors and a lot of weird windows. It's got a cute little stage for the kids to play like puppets or whatever with the dolls. I think she had a doll house up there for one of the kids. And I think her name was Jen. Whoever our keeper was for the night that wasn't in the house, she let us go into some of the rooms that are roped off. We just had to be mindful. Do not sit on any of the furniture. Don't monkey around with anything in there. Just, keep to yourself. So Wendy had set up the Boo Bear in one of those children's rooms where there was like a weird little doggy, cute pig thing.
It was so cute. It was a little dog and it was on wheels and it was just so old, but it had the saddest little eyes that reminds me of my lab. So
it's cute. It does look like an old sad lab. And it was such a cute thing. She put the Boo Bear next to it thinking that, okay, if the kids can interact with that, then Boo Bear will let us know. But she also had set, I think it was a toy truck or a toy car, something new and interesting that maybe a child would want to interact with over there. And I don't remember. So we had put the bell in the other room, in the dark room. It's got dolls and everything happening in that room. It's got a day bed and some furniture. I believe you put the bell over there too, and we were just kind of focusing on the sweet room with the little dog. And I think the bell started going off in that other room.
Yes.
And
I actually told you, I don't think that bell's working.
Yeah,
so don't use it. And because I even have this on recording, you're like, I'm just going to try it. I'm just going to see if it's still working or whatever. And you put it down and then we go to the other room and lo and behold, it just comes to life.
Yeah, the bell called us back. And again, it was one of those feelings where it was like, whenever you leave the room, then the bell gets messed with, which was funny because when we were on the USS Wilmington, we thought, is it because of the internet? Is it because of the metal? Is it because this guy might have a magnet? Why is it always going off? And in this house, it was completely different. It's like we're on the other side of the house and it's like, hey, look at this cool thing. So let me go back to the video and I'm gonna scoot away from this old chair. Oh my gosh, there's so much video. Here we are. So that's us kind of investigating the stage. And that's the doll room right there. I think this might be where I'm going in.
I'm not in there anymore.
Oh, I had heard a noise out in the hall.
We kept hearing noises out in the hall. Remember that?
Yeah, like if we were in that room, they tried to get us out in the hall. If we were,
Is there anybody in here?
Typical ghost shenanigans.
So that was like a tap.
Kept hearing taps. Okay. That's one of the creepy dolls. Get a real close look at that. Oh, because Wendy, yeah, that's right. You had the camera at this time.
No, I think with the dolls.
There's the bell. That's where it stayed.
Why don't you come and play with us? All the little dollies are in here.
Oh, they have little dresses on the bed. Like
That's
the
good.
snake
That's a
eyes.
really good layout of the room. You can see what we're
did.
I'm not an EVP, but
and you see I'm filming with a camera that just shit the bed.
We did get that.
All right,
we
let
found
me
the dresses.
On the outside of the door frame right here, like, and it says that it's been
Well,
donated, like the majority
bell's
of
gotta go off
you see on the camera right there, like the furniture and stuff, it's all been donated just to kind of create this reenactment room, I guess is probably the best way to say it. Hi, that's the ghost bell.
Which is nuts because
Oh my god.
You are in here?
you had to
Did you
hike
get
over
enough
that
courage
thing.
to play with the bell?
Yeah.
It's fun, isn't it? We're gonna get
All right, sorry that I had to play all of that because I also didn't watch any of my video. Maybe I should subscribe to my channel too.
No, it's hard to find the exact right spot
Yes.
when we don't have like markers or whatever.
Yeah.
But so how Chris had said that the ropes were up and she told us that she took them down and she said we can go in there. Well, she couldn't get one of the ropes down, but she did say we could go in there. So yeah, I had to like parkour over that rope every time something cool happened or I needed to go get something from that room. So that was fun. That was a workout, but
All right, so just for reference, the bell had gone off. We all went back in there because we're like, wait, I can't believe that thing is even working.
Fun. So you made a voice appear on the Ghost Tube app, and then you had the bell ring.
So Wendy set her Ghost Tube phone.
Can you make the bell ring again,
right there by that
please?
doll. The phone is still in airplane mode.
You can make the bell
Right.
ring. Thank you. You did it. Yes, you did it. That was a lot of times. Interesting. Okay. So do me a favor, just one more time. Can you ring it twice and only twice to let me know that that's you?
You know what? It's like, I ain't doing you no favors. Like, no.
I'll do what I want.
I ring it when I want to. I thought about that afterwards because
No.
we're servants.
We're going to go get the dowsing rods now.
I
Do
said,
you know what dowsing rods are? Are you just messing with me?
When you're alone.
yeah, I am.
Yeah, because you keep leaving. Every time you leave the room, this bell, and I'm not doing anything crazy. I got all these people watching me. I'm not doing nothing. So technically I'm not alone. They don't know. There's all these people on the internet that are watching you guys.
I would tell you though, this hallway feels creepy.
Really?
I think this isn't a trap.
Whoa. So you stay here. We'll talk about traps.
I don't have a flash.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll go together.
No, you stay.
You stay here.
I can do it.
Okay.
So obviously
All
when
right.
it's not
So
in
we're
the
gonna.
room.
What'd you say? Cupboard.
Ooh,
I
what
don't
are you-
know if there's a cupboard.
What is happening?
There's a cupboard. Is there a cupboard on this floor? We need. Look inside the cupboard. What is happening right now? That's not a cupboard. That's a dresser. Is that what you're referring to as a cupboard? What I'm looking at right here? Yeah, Wendy, you need to run. Get in here. The bell started going bananas and it said cupboard. And I said, what cupboard? What is there a cupboard up here? And
All right. Well, I mean, I'm just recapping for you because you were not in the room. Wendy went to go get her dowsing rods so we could try to do a little bit more spiritual communication with them. And I was just shocked that not only is the bell going off, but now I'm getting words. And to me, it's telling me words like in the kitchen again, cupboard, look inside. And I don't see a cupboard, but then Wendy does come in and she's like, what about this? And she starts looking behind me. There's another dresser back there.
A chamber pot? You need a chamber pot? That's a cupboard. It is washing night.
Mm-hmm. It was supposed to be bath night.
Something together for that? And we told that lady we wouldn't touch.
So we thought, okay, maybe that's.
So the cupboard on this floor you want us to look in?
One of those Narnia situations.
I don't know, but you came back and it's like, ooh.
Oh my god, I don't like that girl. That's what it said.
Is it because I'm standing next to the cupboard? Look inside. Was Wendy right? Is this the cupboard?
And nothing.
Nothing. So if it's the internet, you're
Right.
still on the internet. Why is the bell not going off?
Right. And it seemed for a second there like it does interact when I get closer, but not all the time. I could be out of the room and it's going off.
Yeah. I don't think any of that has anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Okay, then. We're going to start doing dowsing rods. You're going to have to give me more details about this cupboard situation before I understand what you want me to do.
Nothing.
Blueberry scared me.
Yeah. I really don't know how much longer we're going to be going live with TikTok.
Oh my gosh. And yeah, TikTok, apparently we can go live forever, because like this video would have continued to go on. We ended up having to stop TikTok live because our investigation was basically over and we had to gather all of our crap and get out of there. We got kicked out quickly.
Just as an FYI, it might just shut off. All right, but now we're gonna do some dowsing. Did you bring them in here?
Yeah.
I'm scared to skip.
Okay, so dead bell, that was very interesting.
Yeah, and guys, the reason we thought the dead bell like was just zapped earlier is because it would be turned on and I would go get it to like
Watch
remove it.
this moment. Wendy's got the dowsing rods. Just watch how she is moving, and when she's like got the dowsing rods, what happens.
And move to a different room or space, and it wouldn't go off. And you know, yesterday it was doing that when we picked it up and touched it, and I was like touching it. Charming? Is that what it said?
Okay, well, I remembered that a little differently. I thought it was when you had it in your hands. So the word charming just comes across.
Yeah,
right?
Charming.
And we were a little confused by that. Like, what does that mean? But I thought about it a little bit more. Like, maybe you were right. Maybe because later on you're like, is it like too witchy? Like, what do witches do? They charm people, right? Maybe that's what they were, right?
Yeah, that makes more sense. I don't think they thought we were charming.
Right. They definitely did not.
Or it's a very British, like, oh, that's charming. You know,
Right.
you have your little rods out. No, it didn't feel like that. So it would make more sense that they thought we were like it was a charm, or we were we were doing our magic.
Right. Yeah. I think it thought that we were witches, which I mean, it's correct. So good call. Spirits.
Fair enough.
Right. They thought we were doing something bad.
Dowsing rods are charming? I don't know what else would have just come out that would be considered to be charming.
It didn't know how to respond because I'm asking it, the dowsing rods are charming. Pop Rod doesn't even know what dowsing rods are. But I'm also like, they're charming, like beautifully, like in a sense that like, oh, they're fun, they're charming, they're, you know, it's not like we're here to charm you or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Have you ever seen these before? We straighten them up. I know I just asked you a question, but we go straight in between questions. So when I ask you yes or no, yes is when you cross them, and no is when you go out wide. So have you ever seen these?
Heaven.
Oh, okay.
I haven't figured that one out yet.
Maybe it's along the lines of like, I want to go to heaven, so I don't mess with that stuff.
Maybe,
or,
yeah.
That could be a stretch, but
it could make sense because of the next EVP. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you.
Or Ghost 2. I just don't know where they are.
One of the Bellamy children that are here in the room with us?
So like you said, so the next one that we got, it says problem. So maybe you're right. Maybe it wants to go to heaven. We're playing with witchcraft. This is a problem.
Problem.
Okay, so I asked if it's one of the Bellamy children, and it is working its way towards a no.
Okay. Eric?
Of course, I asked Eric because we got an Eric downstairs.
Right.
Are we communicating with someone named Eric that we spoke with earlier? You've maybe been following us through the house? I honestly can't tell which way you're going with that.
Yeah, that looks like maybe unsure. It's opening up now.
It's
maybe.
going up. Yeah, I take it as a no.
No. Yeah.
I could ask you to clarify.
Whatever was using its energy for the bell is now moved to the dowsing rods.
Can you straighten those out? We got the name Angela earlier. Is there an Angela? Are we speaking with an Angela?
You can see the
Yeah.
cars driving by in the
And
background.
I think that's going Georgia now. Okay, thank you. So, would this be one of the children of the enslaved workers or a servant? There's voices outside. Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Yes.
I'm having battery drain already on my camera.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you just change
I just
that?
changed it. It was a fresh, brand new charged battery, and now I'm
Yeah, and instead it
draining
just
it.
it
where
just
the
didn't record
spirits
any of
are.
it.
Well, that's fine. If you need to use our battery power to communicate with us, then we understand. We have more batteries and we're almost done. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's fine.
Kitchen.
See, it is downstairs where we had the most activity.
Mm-hmm.
Who would your mother be? Is your mother Rosalind? I don't think they're working towards yes.
Mm-mm. Was it Joni or Janie? What was the?
Joan was the
Joan.
nanny.
Oh, nanny.
And I think she did have a child that worked here. So
She did, and
is
I wish we
Joan
had
your
that
mother?
list when we were out there because the child's name was either Carolyn or Caroline. I'm not really sure what how to tell what the difference is in the way you pronounce that name.
Mm-hmm.
But the daughter was Carolyn or Caroline.
Yeah, I think she worked in the house too, though, eventually, right? Yeah.
Joan was the wet nurse and the nanny.
It would also make sense if Joan was the nanny and she's watching the Bellamy children, then she has her own child.
She will touch you is what that just said. Okay, and all right, and the bell is going off again. So Joni and the child of Joni and someone will touch you. Hey, Ghost Tube, will she touch Chris or will she touch Wendy?
Like I wanted to say one of our names.
Dowsing rods. Is she going to touch Chris? Yes. Go for it.
It's saying no, though.
I know. You say that, you're like, no, wait.
No. She's right there. There's all those gadgets. Go for it. Just fluff her hair.
I also feel like it would be easier to get the name Chris on the ghost tube than Wendy, but
all right, thank you. So
nothing
are
came
you
through.
going to touch
Nothing
me?
came through.
Hey. I have never felt that.
What, you feel something now?
There's like, I think it's just my body. I just felt like a pulsing, as if the rods were like, I don't know if it's just in my hands, like from holding it, and I've just never felt this before.
That's the thing.
It's almost like they are trying to take them out of my hands or something. Because it keeps happening.
Ask. Are they trying to
Are you trying to take the dowsing rods out of my hands? Can you see them bouncing?
Yes, I can.
I wish I
I
could.
don't know how clear it's coming in on the camera.
No, it's very faint. I am not doing that, and I've never had muscle spasms in my hand before.
Later this evening?
Are you trying to take the dowsing rods out of my hand? Just shaking? You're not answering me. Are you trying to take my dowsing rods from me?
I have to, just for a second. Sorry. Oh, shoot. My hair is just falling all over my face and I can't see anymore.
Oh yeah, sorry. I've scooted back because my hair just was not being friendly, and I wasn't able to really see Wendy anymore. So that's why I moved back and tried to get my shit out of my face.
And saying no, they're not trying to take the dowsing rods out of your hands.
Okay. So is that just how it feels with you trying to manipulate them? Yeah, so you're trying to move it.
This is my place.
Yes, it is your place. We do understand that. We are just visiting.
I want to point out that it went from one words, heaven, kitchen, problem, to now we're getting basically sentences. Like this is two different spirits, I'm feeling like. When we were getting the one word here and there, I feel like that was probably the child. And now it's moved on to these longer phrases, and maybe that is the child's mom. And maybe the child was closer over there to you, trying to direct the dowsing rods to give you answers. You know, like this was such a unique experience.
Do you can answer with the app on the phone, or you can answer with the dowsing rods. Do you like us visiting?
No.
I thought we were getting along.
Julia is one of the names.
Julia is one of the names.
Nope. Julia is not one of the names.
Julia is not one of the names. I could have swore I read somewhere that there was some Julia, and I don't think that she worked there. I think like somebody that worked there married a Julia or something.
Oh.
But I think that's why it was stuck in our heads. But there was no Julia that worked there. Now there was a 1-year-old baby girl listed, and she had to have had a name, but they don't have her name. But
exactly.
The chances of it being Julia, I don't know.
I mean, there's no way we can ever prove it because it's in none of the records. She's listed as baby girl, right? Just baby girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do think that they try to find more and more about the enslaved people that lived there. So it could be something that's solved at some point in time, but they're basing it on like census records and whatnot. And I guess,
do you remember like the book that Ellen wrote had the names of the enslaved in it? That's where they got that list that we saw, the list of the names. That was all from her book.
Right.
So, the only other document that they talk about that she wrote, I mean, that might have had more people's names in it, was that landscaping diary that she kept, or botanical diary that has been lost or forgotten to time. Basically, somebody stole that bitch and they ain't giving it back because it must have really, really good gardening tips in it. But yeah, because and you're right, I'm sure census and other documentations, they were able to prove those names and those people, but I don't know what else they're doing at this point in time, if the search goes on to try and actually figure out that little girl's name. I have no idea. But yeah, both Wendy and I at this point,
that's one of the enslaved.
we're really freaking out because we thought
it is one of the enslaved.
The notes are on my phone.
Julia, so are you ringing the bell to try and scare us, to make us leave?
Could you straighten the dowsing rods back up so that we can ask that question again? Are you trying to scare us so that we will leave? Girl, I can tell you what you can do. That bell ain't one of them. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you don't like us here. Well, we thought that you would like visitors, like someone that you can communicate with and tell your story to. We weren't trying to be disrespectful. We just wanted to know what your life was like.
Please stop.
Oh my God.
And there was a click out there.
Sound outside.
There was a click. She said, please stop. And I also heard another weird noise over here at the same time.
Yep.
And then just like the end, they're just like, get the fuck out. Please stop doing what you're doing. And which is nice. They waited until our time was basically up to be like, I don't like you.
Can you imagine if we had the place like for more at like basically the whole night, what else we would have gotten off of this floor, maybe even on the first floor.
Yeah, because the like ballsy thing would have been is like if we were sleeping there, is that we would have chose to sleep on that floor, and we would have gotten the pendulum out, we would have gotten the tarot cards out, and tell us what you think about these, you know.
Yeah.
Not to irritate them, but
Give us.
to irritate them. Not no.
We're going to investigate. I mean, I hate that you hate us, but we'll be gone at a certain time. Give us a little bit more information. Tell us where that damn book is so we can find out more details. But yeah, it kept on ramping up. The fact that Wendy had that tension on the rods as she's holding, and she feels them like getting tighter. Her hands are kind of shaking. And you can't see it on my phone, which really sucks because you could see it. It was very slight, but like she was just really kind of gripping onto him and they were just moving. That's never happened before.
It's never happened before. And I don't have anything to hold to show you, but I don't grip them, you know.
No.
They're just kind of like loosely in my hand, you know, right. Not a tight grip, but they're loosely in my hand. And you hold on to one part and the rod is like inside that part. So I'm not touching the rods directly, and that's how they can swing around. But what had happened is all of a sudden I felt like a pulsing in my thumbs. Like it was just like pulsing in my hand. And that has never in my life ever happened. And I hike like, so like, you know, when you hike for a long distance, I guess if you're not hydrating enough or whatever, your fingers will start to swell and they will start to feel really like hot and stuff like that. Yeah. And you'll see the swelling. I've never felt pulsing in my hands, and right. I don't know anything that I could do to ever have them pulse. That has never happened. You'll hear me say, am I just shaking? I think it's my body. That's me trying to reason this out. Like it must be me. Like it must be. Right. Like 'cause this has never happened before. But, you know, it isn't me. This has never happened. I've never felt pulsing in my fingers. And it was on both sides too. Like, and it just felt like pulsing. And then I kind of realized that I was feeling like a jerk. And so I'm like, they're like jerky. They're like, do you see them moving? And you could kind of see them like bouncing. And that's just not typical behavior. It's not anything that I've ever seen before when using dowsing rods.
No. And I think that the ghost tube interacting at the same time, you know, you're asking questions about like, should we stay, kind of, you know, we thought that we were here to play a game, communicate with you, but they don't like it. That's how they're responding. I don't like this. No, you know, I don't like it. And then it says, please stop. It's like
right as there was a noise like out in the hallway too. Again, they're like,
get out.
They're like, woohoo, over here, you know, just please get out of my space. Yeah. And if you think about it, that room is roped off during the day. So like the regular tours don't go in there. So if they don't have a lot of people that come and do these ghost hunts, which like the lady had told us that the next week and the next week it was booked. But if you look on YouTube, there's not a whole lot of videos out there of this mansion. So I don't know how many investigations they get booked necessarily a year. She seemed kind of like, wow, we're really busy lately. So it sucks for those ghosts. They don't know what's coming. They're about to have a bunch of people bothering them. I know. And I don't think they like it. I think they're used to like, you're supposed to be on the other side of the rope.
Yes, that was the vibe. And they were like, oh, this bell makes noise. Shit. I brought it here. Don't touch the bear. Don't touch the bear.
Yeah, it was wild. It was wild how it just cranked up, and the dowsing rods, the activity with the dowsing rods and how it got so vocal on the Ghost Tube app is like, that was awesome. That was to those things together with the bell still going off randomly. I think that was awesome and really showed that we were communicating with somebody intelligently at that time. and they don't like us.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't like, maybe it's not so much us, but they were not really cool with I think they just didn't really get the dowsing rods, which I asked the question in the beginning, have you ever seen these? And it said yes, but maybe seeing doesn't mean that they understand and approve, of it. So
Exactly. I like the thought of the fact that the room is generally roped off to the public, so people are just kind of peeking in there, and the spirits, that's probably like their safe place. They know that on the other side of that rope, they are fine. They can't be touched. No one can come in there. That's their hiding spot. But then you've got ghost hunters in there that are like, yoink, and here we are. And then they're like, oh shit, where do I go? The cupboard, the kitchen. There's all of these words that are coming through. Are they telling us to go to those places, or is that where they were trying to go to get away from us? Yeah, I mean, this is one of those places that just leaves so many like unanswered, more like there was unanswered questions going in, but now we have more. And I'd love to go back, but they want to charge you an arm and a leg for just like what, 5 hours? What do we get 5 hours at that place? Man.
Yeah. So we actually only paid for 4 hours. So we booked it for $600 plus taxes. I hate when they do taxes because that makes no sense. No, we didn't buy something. What are you talking about? And we handed you cash. Are you even putting that on the books?
You know what? If she didn't have her friends with her, she probably wouldn't have charged us tax. No, she was legit. She was legit.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you do have a point there, but they did seem really legit, and I guess they need the money to keep things up or whatever. But 600. The yard was very pretty.
It was very pretty.
It was $600 for 4 hours, but they let you come in an hour early to get set up.
Yeah.
So because ours is kind of like we're on wheels, we just pull out our camera and go. There's not a whole lot of, or don't, we just walk in and start talking to the ghosts, and we're just like, we'll just remember all of this.
This will be great evidence for my brain.
For my brain. Just get in here and watch it with me. So we kind of came in ready to go somewhat. And we just got right to it. So it's like 5 hours of investigating, but we had paid for $600. The Queen Mary cost that much as well. I mean, and that's pricey. That's pricey for 4 hours. There's lots of other places that are much cheaper than that, and can be as big in size and whatnot. So, but it still was a really good location. Sometimes it's just the way it is on how much they cost.
I mean, I would rather okay, so the money is going, I'm sure, for a good reason, the Historical Society or something. Okay. I still feel like $600 is gouging for 4 hours. And I would rather buy a membership to their museum or subscribe to something that gives them some kind of a regular income, and I can come and tour it, just as a regular thing, then to just chuck over that much money. Again, the place was pretty epic. We had some experiences there that we've never had before. And that's great because we're walking away with something that is totally unique to all of the other places that we've been to. Mm-hmm. And I love that. And so that's why I'd be like, okay, so I might want to save up $600 and go there again. But at the same time, I'm like, come on, guys. It's gouging. They know it. I think they know they got something special, even though they don't want to talk to you about the ghosts. They're like, all right, if you want to pay $600, we'll give it to you for 4 hours.
Yeah. I just thought of another one. The bird cage is real pricey too. We were only there for 4 or 5 hours, and it was like $600 or so.
Another very giving location if you get them active. That's another one.
And not a very big location for that amount of money too.
Tiny.
But but they definitely do think they've got it's super haunted, where Bellamy, they're a lot more quiet about it. They're like, there might be one ghost here. Would you like to give us $600 to hang out here? And we're like, yeah. They're definitely,
they are on the, if you believe in ghosts, then there's ghosts here, $600 plus cash, plus tax, that's kind of their mindset. So you walk in with this feel like, okay, did we just get duped because this is a place in Wilmington? It's a historical place. No, and then you walk away with so much. You walk away, just the feelings, and I mean, not as much so for evidence, because like I said, I had major equipment issues there at the end of my filming. I'm talking about my battery just zoinking out, and I don't have any of that recorded. And I wonder, I mean, maybe it was the spirit draining the life out of my camera so that it could continue to tell Wendy that it needed us to get the hell out of its play space, you know?
That is a thought too, how quickly the battery died and everything.
Yeah.
That had something to do with that. You know, for $400 more, we could have got the battleship all to ourselves for a lot longer, because they said that they thought theirs was like almost 12 hours or something that you could have it.
Yeah. Well, we learned too from talking to them, though, if we did do something like the battleship, we have to be hardwired to record stuff. Dennis was telling us they had a paranormal group go down there, and dude brought like 300 feet of wire so that he could set up a camera near the Briggs and watch the footage as it was like filming. But he had to do it wired because I guess the internet wouldn't work near the Briggs. I guess that's why. So he did it wired.
I think Dennis kind of implied that he wasn't, like, it wasn't a space that you can typically go to.
Definitely.
He didn't say that.
Yeah.
He said, it kind of made it sound like you couldn't just leave a static cam down there. Like you're not allowed to just leave stuff, but if you watch it and keep an eye on it, I don't know why that makes a difference.
That's so weird.
I didn't understand that whole thing and like why it had to be running a wire, but Dennis seemed mostly impressed about the wire at first. And then he talks about how the door opened up by itself with nobody there. So, but he kept talking about that wire. And I was like, is this the big part of the story? I'm confused. But
I mean, I know that we jumped back to the battleship, but I also have to say that I was pretty impressed that someone carried that much damn wire with them at all times just so they could do something that impressive, because I will never be that prepared. And I carry a lot of shit with me.
That's not us, so
No.
that will never happen. But
No. I wouldn't know what to do with it. I have a hard time hooking up stereo cable wires, like to hook up wires to monitors so we can sit on one end of a ship just to watch what happens. No, but in the case of Bellamy, you didn't have to. As long as you were mobile, I think that you could get something. I feel like we didn't even need the ghost tube. You could have communicated with the dowsing rods. The bell, it could have, done with the bell. But I did enjoy how well the ghost tube was coming through with responses that made sense with what you were getting with the dowsing rods too. So it's just that having an additional source lighting up or dinging or something at the same time, so that it's not just you having these feelings, and it's not a piece of equipment that's malfunctioning. There is something actually happening in this room because all of these things are going off at the same time.
Yeah, and the combo of the dowsing rod saying, I don't like this, and then the ghost tube like being like, could you stop?
Yeah.
That, I think we would just keep on with the dowsing rods had we not had the backup of that.
Yeah.
Because we would have just been like, why don't you like it? What's wrong with you?
Right.
We would just keep on. But it is that voice coming through, that sounded like they were just urging us to stop, that we were like, you know what? It's time for us to go anyways.
Yeah.
And I am just so sorry. I'm so sorry. It made it more human, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Just talking to the dowsing rods, because I know it's just a phone and a little app and a phone, but it does kind of make it sound more like someone is talking to you. Yeah,
definitely. So we had wrapped up with the top floor. A few more things happened. We kept hearing pops and noises in different parts of the top floor, but our time had run out. So I said the top floor. There was another layer to the top floor, and I don't remember what it's called, but it's like a tower. So we could have gone up there and spun around in circle because it's a very small little room, but we didn't go up there. We didn't really have the time. We kind of made our way back downstairs just in time for babysitter to burst in the door and turn the lights on.
Yeah.
Hey, get the fuck out of here. Like, oh, okay. No, she wasn't that rude.
No, they were extremely nice, but they
Yeah.
were very prompt on time. And I get it. It's 2:00 in the morning. They want to go home.
Mhm.
So yeah, she had some trainees with her. So the three of them came in, and Jen, who works there, did not seem to want to know anything that had happened. But the other two, and I didn't catch their names. She had said it. I just forgot it.
Yeah.
But they did kind of want to hear the stories and stuff. And they said that some of some of the stuff we were telling them kind of goes along with things that they had heard about the house.
You know, and I kind of joked when we left, because Jen definitely didn't want to talk about any of the paranormal. She was not interested at all. So I joked that they hired the two new guys to take over because she wasn't interested. But now I just realized she did say that it was picking up a lot. So she had to hire help, because she ain't going to be doing this nighttime stuff every weekend. She needed some backup. And they did seem like they were interested. Like we were telling them a little bit about what happened, and they were both just like riveted. Like,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. They were very into it, smiles on their faces. Ooh. Jen bolted out the door and said, I'm going to go lock something up while y'all do that or whatever. Like, she didn't want to hear it. So I guess she's a little scared about it. And I get that. If you have to be in a space all the time, especially kind of alone, if it scares you, unlike us,
right,
where it intrigues us, then yeah, you wouldn't want it. But I think it was a good investigation overall.
Yeah.
Pricey, not like things just going off all the time, but when they did, it was very interesting interaction.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was worth it. It was worth it. Definitely a fun location. I'd like to look a little bit more into the history now that I know some of the names. Like I said, I'd like to go back. I could just do a couple day tours. Hey, I even saw, by the time that this video is out, it'll be beyond or just past Veterans Day. Oh my God. But anyways, they're doing a freebie all day, Veterans Day, so you don't have to pay $15 to walk the grounds. So, I mean, there's that. They do free days, but I mean, like, it's Tuesday and I'm not anywhere near Wilmington. I mean, I'm near it, just it's not like down the street. So anyways, yeah, it was a cool location. I'm glad, again, that we got to use and have some interactions with some tools that came through for us. The lantern is, again, Wendy said that it's like the thing that never really goes off. I kind of look at some of my pieces of equipment as people, and the ghost lantern reminds me of my husband because it's the skeptic. It's like, ain't shit going on in here. No, nothing. And the dead bell is more like me, and I'm like, yep, it's haunted. It's haunted, 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 haunted. You know, it's like that sort of situation. So that's cool. I mean, it makes me want to look a little bit more at other pieces of equipment and like what's like. I mean, I really want that ghost rope thing, but like, can I make it myself so I don't have to spend $5,000 on it? I don't know. Christmas lights, maybe. Ghost, like, just regular Christmas lights, right?
I think so. I mean, the Upside Down does, so why not?
Right, exactly. I have that Ouija board. It's got lights all over it.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, I think that's what we should go back to, is just trying like everyday household items.
Yeah.
And just throwing them out there and seeing what happens and how spirits interact with them. But also
hands.
the good old dowsing rods and pendulums and stuff seemed to work very well. They were using them on the ship too, like one of the people were using them, and we could have used that because of all the noise contamination and stuff. Yeah. We could have used dowsing rods, and we would have. We just were always on the go, like too much. Yeah. We never pulled them out, but
no. And I had my pendulum in my pocket the entire time, and I did not bring it out once. I didn't. There's so much going on. Like it's hard to do everything. So here I am, like, let me have more equipment.
Yeah. No, we definitely need to find a way to simplify it or employ help ourselves. Maybe get like Jen and get some helpers.
Mm-hmm. bills.
Somebody to hold those fucking cameras
I
or
know.
whatever.
Make sure that they're fully charged for us.
That would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I think that's it. Of course, we'll have another follow-up of the Bellamy Mansion at some point in time when we are able to review our evidence a little more deeply. You know, we have pictures to look at. I didn't look at any of mine yet. And, you know, we got to listen closer to the videos to see if there's any audio in there. But yeah, we'll revisit this, but we wanted to kind of give y'all like a hot take of like what went down, you know, what was the craziest moments and what's our thoughts on the location, you know, if it's worth it for other people to get out there and check it out.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll have evidence autopsy will be updated on our YouTube channel. So stay tuned for more of that to come. And of course, it'll be rolled out to all of our social media pages too, along with clips from the show. Wendy puts all that together, and we'll put that out on TikTok and the other one, what is it? Instagram, sorry. I'm just like mad at Instagram right now. So I'm just kind of like that other one, you know, whatever. But yeah, so stay tuned for more. I'm sure we'll have, if we don't have any EVPs or anything from this location, we'll definitely still have some good video. Like I just showed you right there from our live video of the dowsing rods and the Bell interaction. So stay tuned for more.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Yep. Bye.